We could continue our series here on COVID-19 as it's now been 5 years since it was declared a global pandemic. By some estimates, COVID-19 killed more than 1.2 million Americans, and some families experienced that loss multiple times over, losing parents, children, or siblings, some just weeks or even days apart. Now, that was the case for one of our own team members here at NBC Chicago. Sandra Torres tells us their story.
Andrew Mata is usually behind the lens, working as a news photographer for our station, NBC Chicago. But today, he's in front of the camera, sharing a story of unimaginable loss.
It's been really hard these past few years.
Both of his parents died from COVID in March 2021. They died 21 days apart.
It's been really hard for me to talk about them, about the situation.
His parents, Hugo and Bibi Mata, were 59 and 55 years old when COVID struck.
At the time, I was 25. My brother was about to start high school. We all got really sick, extremely sick, to the point where, for me, it was extremely hard for me to breathe. My mom, even as sick as she was, she would monitor all of our heart rates. She noticed that my dad, his heart rate was going down. She drove him to the hospital. Not knowing that was my last time I would see him or even speak to him.
Because of COVID restrictions, Andrew was not able to go to the hospital, but he'd FaceTime and message back and forth thanks to the nurses who were by his father's side.
They would help out a lot when, especially with my dad. You know, when he was in a coma and he was intubated, I had the nurses put his phone on so they could play his playlist. He asked for like a whiteboard, and I guess he tried to write his will. It was really hard to understand it.
At the same time, Andrew's mom's condition deteriorated.
She asked me if I can take her to the same hospital, and my mom was always checking.
What did the last text message say to you?
She said, "You never know what can happen with me. Anthony has his confirmation. Make sure he looks for his suit. He's going to buy shoes, maybe a light blue shirt. Please help him get ready for that. Thank you for holding down the fort. You can do this," with a kiss heart emoji. And not being able to say goodbye to them definitely made it difficult for me. I never got to have some sort of closure. One of my parents' biggest dreams was, one, for me to hand them a college diploma, and they never got to see any of that. And I placed both of my diplomas in their caskets.
A very traumatic experience for these two brothers, but a story they hope is never forgotten.
This definitely was the biggest thing that changed our lives. And I know for others, it definitely changed theirs.
Sandra Torres, NBC 5 News.
There are unfortunately so many stories just like that. Our condolences to the Matas. Our thanks to Andrew for sharing this story and for Sandra for bringing it to us. We know there are so many stories out there just like that as we continue to look back. And an organization that's based out of San Francisco is hoping to honor the lives of those who died to COVID. The group is called Marked by COVID, and this month they started going door to door to collect names, photos, and stories of the more than 1.2 million people in America lost to COVID-19. The goal is to include those names in an eventual national COVID memorial. This group is hoping that it will be built in Washington, D.C. in the next 5 or 10 years. And they're going to be going across the country to get these stories. We'll continue to bring you all these stories about the different impacts of COVID-19 in the 5 years since the pandemic started. You can watch our special reports every night on our 6 p.m. news right here on NBC5. Again, our thanks to Sandra.